Hey everybody. What has two thumbs and dislikes public speaking? This guy. That's right. As far as my presentation style goes, um, through speech and future presentations, I would definitely like to convey my quirky sense of humor to help drive my points and connect with my audience. That's basically my style. Um, what does it mean to resonate? Now, I could quote directly from Nancy Duarte's book Resonate, which states that resonance occurs when an object's natural vibration frequency responds to external stimulus of the same frequency. But I'm not going to do that. To me, resonate, at least in this context, means to connect with and create a positive change in an individual or group. Basically, doing something or saying something that stays with them. A communicator that resonates with me the most is one Mr. Tom Waits. Not only is Tom an excellent musician, but in fact he also gives really great speeches at his shows. He imparts a lot of knowledge about the behind the scenes aspects to his recording process and to his music, and he does all of this through stories. And it really makes the audience feel like you're just hanging out with your old buddy Tom. The best part is that you tend to remember all of the subject matter that he's giving to you because not only is everything informative, but it's really entertaining. In one chapter of Resonate by Nancy Duarte, she talks about the selfish and the audience-centered approach to presenting. Now, to me, the selfish approach is basically just that. It's all about me, 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 mine, 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 now, now, now. And as far as the, um, it's like, how can I bend the audience to my will right this moment? And that doesn't really work. The audience-centered approach is pretty much all about knowing how to play to your room. As we say in music, being able to understand where your audience is coming from, their thoughts and feelings, really, really letting your audience know that they are king, and it's good to be the king. Uh, if I were doing a bit of self-analysis, and I am, and if I were to discuss the three-legged stool of presenting, meaning, message, visual, story, and delivery, which also I am, I would say that my strongest leg would be delivery. I'm not really shy when it comes to the subject. When it comes to a subject that I'm passionate about, I'll talk at great length, sometimes for hours on end, and I usually can't shut up about it. My weakest leg definitely would have to be the message. Now, I can talk at great lengths on a subject that I'm passionate about, sure, and I tend to ramble on, and I'll give tons of facts and all sorts of fun like that. Um, and I tend to think that everybody else knows what I'm talking about already, so there's not a great deal of knowledge imparted, and it's this kind of huge jumble that lacks cohesion. It's kind of like a huge information dump, like you hear about the Freedom of Information Act, and the government gives you like this huge stack of papers, and you're trying to find one small little iota of information within that. That's where my point usually goes, is in that big huge stack, like right at the bottom, and my audience would have to sift through this huge pile of junk to try to find exactly where my point was, and half the time I can't even remember where my point was, and that's not really good. I definitely want to learn from this class. I plan to read as much as I possibly can from Nancy Duarte's book. Also, our newsletters and everything that we have going on there, just to try to get that and lock it in. And I definitely plan to use that information, not just read it, but try to absorb it and put it into actual practice. My job that I currently hold now does allow me to speak to our employees, not quite on a regular basis, but it does happen. So I would definitely like to use this and try to grow in my presentation skills to really start to drive home the points that I need to get across to them and create an excellent resonance with our employees. Well, that about wraps it up for me. I'm Griffin Mayer. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch my week 1 post. Hope you have a good evening. Unless you happen to be watching this during the day, in that case, have a good day. Thank you.